Hello, everybody out there, my Play the Game family. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have an amazing show for you guys today. Today, we're diving deep for Tim Montresor, who passed away on Monday. And this news has struck the paintball world like a ton of bricks. I know it has really hit me hard. My stomach hurts. I can't process it properly right now, but we just want to show so much love for Tim and his life and the amazing, amazing man that he was. One of the best people to ever walk this earth. One of the most amazing paintball players, and someone who had a profound impact on the industry of paintball, whether you know it or not. So shedding a lot of love for Tim's life and his family, and we're here for you guys, and we love you. Thank you so much for everything that you guys do as a community. Paintball community is one of the strongest in the world, and we're all in this together. We also go over the Pro Tour that happened this last weekend. HK Army put on the Pro Tour, and it was a phenomenal event. Huge shout out to Brandon Short for his baby being born there and having a great showing. And also going over some different paintball tactics that we use to be the best paintball players we can possibly be. This show is brought to you by Transfuse. Huge shout out to Transfuse. Such phenomenal guys over there. The Harmon household, we are addicted to Transfuse. And my kids, my wife, myself, we're all drinking a little Transfuse over here, and we love it. It's outstanding. I'm actually rocking my Transfuse shirt. If you go to the YouTube channel, Play the Game, which is our YouTube channel, you can check that out. Also have the Pro Tour belt hanging up here on the YouTube. You can check that out as well. And Transfuse is amazing. It's a premium rapid hydration multiplier and immunity fortifying formula that is scientifically designed to replenish at the cellular level. And they use all natural ingredients, which I am a huge proponent of. It's got to be good for you, or it's not going to be used in the regiment. And they check all the boxes on that list. It's really outstanding stuff. It combats dehydration, mental exhaustion, and supports your immune system, and is also an outstanding little hangover remedy. I know everybody's always trying to find cool little hacks on the hangover. You know, you have a couple too many drinks and take some Transfuse and you'll be all right, which is pretty awesome. It's got zinc, which is essential as a vitamin in regulating immunity and treating the common cold, and improves brain function and memory, which is pivotal for being a pro paintball player. I got to be functioning at the highest possible levels, and Transfuse helps me do that. Speaking of that, Transfuse also has 6 milligrams of vitamin B6 to help lower cholesterol, as well as boost brain function, and aids in making your body just feel outstanding. It has 1,500 milligrams of vitamin C, which is a huge punch for your immunity to boost up there, and is used by athletes, festival goers, first responders, military service, and people recovering from the cold or trying to prevent the cold. It's like, the best way I try to put it is if you had Gatorade, Pedialyte, coconut water, and Emergency, and they had a baby, it still would not compare to Transfuse and all of the amazing things that it packs in that little pouch. I got the pouch right here for my YouTubers. This is the blue raspberry. My favorite is the Tropical Bliss, this one right here. But no matter which one you try, also the watermelon lime, they are just outstanding. My wife literally drinks this stuff like every day and is hooked on it. It makes you feel tremendous and is just an outstanding product. So huge shout out to those guys. You can get this stuff at translabs.com. That's translabs.com. And if you enter the code PLAYTHEGAME, you will get 10% off at checkout. And it really helps out the show. We really appreciate all the people that have been supporting us, and getting Transfuse helps us out here at Play the Game tremendously, and we love you guys so much for supporting us. Huge shout out to Transfuse. Let's go, guys. Love that product. And also, we are brought to you by G2 Paintball. G2 Paintball is an outstanding athletics program. Two of my best friends in the world are working on that over there, and I'm actually helping out with some of their social media and helping in any way I can on that aspect. G2 Paintball is amazing. It's a paintball athletics company that is designed to help you become the best paintball athlete imaginable, which is huge. I know for myself, if I'm not training properly, I can't perform for my organization when the coach needs me and when my teammates need me if I'm not able to be at the optimal athletic ability for my team. So having this athletic program to implement into my training program is pivotal for me being the best athlete I can be for Dynasty. And athleticism in paintball is huge. If you're trying to go up the ranks, you have to be a great athlete. There's just no two ways about it. If you're happy, not climbing the ranks and not going after those next levels in paintball, then that's what it is. But I think everybody out there can full-heartedly say that we're trying to reach new levels. We're trying to go to the top. We're trying to be pro. And G2 Paintball is going to help you achieve those goals. Athleticism in paintball is a must. So this training that G2 Paintball implements is there to help you maximize performance on the field and off the field. When you're on the field, you're going to be able to play point after point after point after point and be effective and not feel that fatigue and be able to put those points on the board for your team. And off the field, you're going to feel great as well when you're just living life and enjoying yourself. So it's an amazing program. It's used by Dynasty. And what we're doing with G2 Paintball is we're trying to push paintball players to become better athletes and go pro in the industry. We want a pro industry that's going to be strong and thriving, and G2 Paintball is helping us to do that. So if this interests you and you want to take your game to the next level, go to g2paintball.com and get signed up there and have some fun with that. Best guys in the world. Huge shout out to G2. Huge shout out to Transfuse. Without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling into this show. Thank you guys for tuning in.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
There he is, Marcelo. What are you doing, buddy?
T-Harm, what's happening, man?
Not much. Another day, another dollar. You know how it goes.
Yeah, 100%, dude. It's good to be back on a show. I feel like it's been too long. It's been about a week. It's crazy.
Yeah, we never go this long without doing a show. We obviously were respecting the time period that we're in, but yeah, it feels good to be back on here, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. No, we the paintball world suffered a tragedy Monday, in the loss of Tim Montresor, and it was only right. There was no way. We were supposed to do a show Monday with Chad Yaya Boucher, but there was no way any of us could do it. That was a major loss. Chad way closer to Tim than you or I, but for the paintball community, I'm sure everybody listening has seen everything on Instagram and social media. A lot of people are really grieving the loss of Tim, and rightfully so. Tim was such an amazing person, and I know this show was intended to be about Pro Tour and your performance and the different matches, and we're going to get into that. But, you and I had talked. We want to definitely do a little tribute and talk about Tim for a little bit,
Absolutely. Tim, you can't even bring up his name without having a smile. I mean, every time that you saw Timmy, it was the greatest energy. He's one of the most spectacular people and will always be holding that energy in the paintball community for all time. And we're going to make sure that that is the case. We've got a lot of really special things that we're working on for Tim. And our hearts go out to everyone out there who is affected by this. Like you said, we were going to have Chad on the show, and that's one of his best friends in the world. And our hearts go out to Chad and everybody that was close to him. It's really a gut check. You know what I mean? We all need to make sure that we take care of each other and really just spread that love, man. Just spread that love and tell everyone that how you feel about them, and just spread the love, because you never know. These could be, it's just nothing's promised.
Yeah, that's such a great takeaway, and anytime some sort of tragedy strikes, you always are, quickly and harshly reminded of how important it is to tell the people you care about you love them, you care about them, and keep those connections strong and have conversations with them, and don't go too long fighting over some kind of beef, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
And, I like
it's precious, man.
Yeah, dude. It's precious. I mean, Tim was in the best shape of his life,
Yeah.
healthiest that he's ever been, and to be taken from us unexpectedly like that. Definitely a tragedy. And as you said, a lot of his close friends are hurting and we're hurting. The paintball community is hurting because he's such an iconic person. But people that don't even understand what they're going to miss are going to miss Tim Montresor, I really got to get to know him over the last, 5-6 years. And just seeing everything he did behind the scenes for the sport, for the progression of the sport. really bringing paintball to new heights. I mean, again, I had a Facebook post about it. I've known Tim. Obviously, you and I have both known him or known of him since we first came into the league. He was already a
Yeah.
dominator.
Mhm.
Like 06, 07, I knew of Tim. He was on a rival team. I was always playing against him.
Yeah,
Uh,
me too.
yeah,
with,
100%.
with
Yeah,
yeah, with
and
Oakland.
yeah, Oakland Assassins,
Yeah.
Philly Americans. Those battles were amazing, and you always heard his voice out there.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna miss that so much, hearing his voice when we're walking up to the field. I mean, you could literally hear that man from across the parking lot. You would as soon as you park your car, if he's playing, you know
Yeah.
exactly what bunkers are hot.
Yeah, Tim had one of the most dominant voices in paintball. And that's not easy to do. Paintball is very hard to be a really strong communicator. And like you said, no matter where you were at the paintball tournament, even you could hear his voice from across the event.
Totally, dude. Totally. But
Yeah.
yeah, I started to really get to know Tim. It was 2013. I just finished a season, 2012, with the Russians. Had a really good year, and then I went to the Ironman. And I remember being in France, and they were doing the Nations Cup, which I had no clue any of this stuff. I had no clue how prominent Tim was in the sport of paintball before getting to know him. And again, I really believe it was by design. He was a very um, I don't want to say he's definitely not soft spoken, but he was someone who didn't search for the spotlight. He just did things out of the
Hmm.
pure love for the game. He truly cared about paintball, sharing his passion with others, and traveling, enjoying stuff with his buddies,
Yeah.
having a good time and enjoying his life. That was truly it. He cared about the game. He understood kind of a similar thing that we understand, man. Paintball's brought us a lot of amazing friendships and experiences, and he wanted to share that with people, and he did a great job of it. But
Yeah. And
even,
he's also a big part of Smart Parts. I mean,
yeah,
people don't know that. He is a huge factor in the back end industry of paintball, you
yeah,
know?
no, exactly, and that's kind of what I'm alluding to. So, he saw me in passing. You know how it is over there with Team USA. It's they kind of grab the Americans that are already over there. They come together and play in those events usually. And he saw me and was like, "Dude, you're out here playing. Why aren't you playing with us?" He literally tossed me a blank jersey, and I played with them that year, and we won. It was amazing. And I just remember Tim was like, ever since that year too, anytime I've been in a huddle for Team USA with Tim, I've played in Asia with him multiple times on Team USA. I've played in Europe multiple times on Team USA. His passion for that team and for that fight is truly unprecedented. Like, man,
Yeah.
I mean, he really gets it going. He truly, truly, truly loved that organization. I didn't realize he's the whole reason we even have Team USA. He
Hmm.
fought tooth and nail.
He's the heart of America. He's the heart of American paintball.
Seriously, dude. But like the Laurent and the European Federation didn't want to allow the Americans to play in the
Oh
Nations
wow.
Cup for a long time. They wouldn't let us,
Yeah.
and that's why there was even this back and forth where USA would only be able to enter a team like every other year.
That's
And
understandable.
it was
I
it was fairly
I'm
political.
joking.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
fairly political, and they did have some decent reasons. They wanted to be part of the federation. There's a federation over there where all the countries kind of chip in to put on the event, but the U.S. wasn't able to be part of it. I mean, there's a lot of backstory to it, but Tim fought tooth and nail year after year to make sure that we could have a team. And so that's why he was the captain of Team USA, and that's why he was so heavily involved even in recent years when Anthony from Boston and Lori and that whole crew took over. So Tim is like, and dude, think of how close you and I were to Tim. We never knew that, So
Yeah.
so many people in the paintball world just don't even really understand, and that was kind of what my post was alluding to. Is you don't even realize why he's going to be missed. But there's so many reasons, and there's so many things
Yeah.
that he did behind the scenes for paintball. Every single time, I mean, he would come to Australia and South America, Europe. Every time I was out there, I'd see Tim, every single time. And you know how it is too. Like, we're the pros from the US, so we kind of hang out at the event and we sit there and talk, especially in Australia. We're at the field 3 days in a row all day. You're playing a lot of prelim games and there's massive like 3-hour breaks in between games. And so all we hang out and talk, and that's where I really got to know Tim and hearing his vision and the things he was doing and just his entire outlook on the game of paintball was it made me grow an extreme admiration for him. He's somebody that the sport truly needs, and he did, and he was there to stand up, and we're gonna miss him for that, and people are gonna have to step up to try to fill those colossal shoes.
Yeah,
Um,
no, nobody will be able to do that, and the only thing that we can do is lift his name to the heavens where it belongs to be, and help tell stories like what you're telling. Remember him in the good light and the passion that he had for the paintball game, right? And that's why we have some things that I know that there's a lot of people are working on to help lift his name up and help people understand exactly what he meant to the sport of paintball. Because, like you said, a lot of people really don't know the full capacity of what Tim's presence was in the industry. Tim is a pioneer. Tim is an originator. Tim is a cornerstone of paintball. And, like you said, he never took the time to be in the limelight. He was someone that did a lot of work behind the scenes. And, you're right. People will not understand fully how much Tim is going to be missed because it was like this unspoken magic that he was blessing the community with, and nobody even knew it. Right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Ty, we're obviously going to talk about him as much as we can right now, but we can't even begin to do him justice. And that's why, when the time is right, we will have one of his closest friends that
Yeah.
grew up playing with him on the show to really tell Tim's story. But for now, I mean,
Yeah.
I just really want to shed light on what an amazing person he was, and I'm just blessed to have
Yeah.
even had him in paintball and to have been able to spend a little bit of time with him over the years and
Yeah.
get to understand his vision, and I think something beautiful that he left us with is the ICC, which is
Oh my God. Yeah.
that truly embodies what Tim believed in. Play
Yeah.
paintball, play the game in any
Uh-huh.
format, any style, any way, any shape or form that you want.
Yeah.
Enjoy it and do it with your
That's right.
buddies. Drink some beers. I mean, I know we both have a few beers right here in our hands.
This is for Timmy.
Tribute to Timmy. Tim was always drinking beers. Every time I saw him, he loved his beer. And rightfully so. This, by the way, I told you about this, Ty. This is maybe the best beer that I've ever had. I'm gonna toss a shout out
Cal-
to this Cali Creamin', dude. Maybe
yeah.
we can get a sponsorship by this company, Mother Earth Brew Co. Yeah,
Let's go, Mother
let's
Earth.
go. This thing is
But
unbelievable.
you're right. You're right, Marcelo. Tim was a man of the people. Tim was a man of the culture. And that guy always I never had the deepest relationship with Tim.
Mhm.
Never played on a team with him. Never was fortunate enough as you are to have those really close experiences with Tim. But every time that I saw Tim, every time that we hung out at a paintball tournament, just being pro players, we hang out and shoot the
Totally.
shit and have some fun. And every time I saw Timmy, man, he lit my soul up, lit
Yeah,
me up, and
absolutely.
just made me feel so good. I'm smiling. You're having a good time. You're playing paintball. You would never catch that guy down. You never saw him with a frown. It was just one of the most amazing people you will ever meet in the history of planet Earth. And God gained an angel, man. Like we don't fully understand why things happen, and it's not our position to. But all I know is that, man, the universe just got a huge boost from Tim Montresor. And he's a legend. He'll always be a legend, and we'll make sure that we carry that on through the ICC, obviously, right?
Yeah, of
We got
course.
to make sure
Of
the
course.
ICC is booming. We've got to push 10-man paintball. Do it for Timmy. And then there's some things that I know Island Design is doing a sticker with B Paxson, and all of the proceeds, they're going to go to his family. So we just got to help in any way we can.
Yeah, man. A lot of people have started to. That was the first thing I did. Is
Yeah,
after the first day, I was really just really shocked. And in shock. And again, I can't imagine how his closest friends are feeling. So
yeah,
won't even reach out to them right now. They need time to truly grieve and all of that. But you're right. A lot of people are putting together some really cool stuff for him.
yeah.
I know someone messaged both of us. If you
Hmm.
guys are going out and playing paintball over the next couple weekends, or if honestly, as long as you want to do it,
That's right.
post a picture of yourself and hashtag play for TM40, play for
Yeah.
Tim Montresor 40. And I think that's beautiful. The paintball community will always remember him. And another thing I had proposed, I think would be amazing, is if the NXL puts together some type of ambassadors award. They've needed to do that for a long time anyway. So
Yeah,
the Tim Montresor Award, this is the perfect opportunity for them to
yeah.
do that. His name will carry on in paintball, and I know a lot of us are going to make sure of it. And he did that actually. He made sure that his name was
Yeah.
always going to be cemented in the game of paintball.
That's right. That's right, man. Absolutely. Man, what a rock star. It hurts my stomach, to be honest, to talk about it. But yeah, and also I would like to start a hashtag TM40 love or something like that, or love TM40, hashtag love TM40. Let's run with the hashtag TM40 love. If you're out there listening, play some paintball and let's throw it up for Timmy, man. And we're stoked. We get to play the ICC soon, and that was Timmy's league. I know they're going to probably have a big ceremony there for him, and we can all just stand together in this tough time and do the best we can to swallow this pain down and move forward into the future with a boost for Timmy and everything that he did in life.
Absolutely, Ty. Well said,
Yeah.
man. I
Yeah,
think
dude.
all love for Tim, 100%, and we're just
That's
thankful
it.
that paintball had somebody like him to grace us with his presence and spread his infectious love. So we got to continue to do that.
And we'll keep you posted on the Island Design stickers that B. Paxson is going to be doing. All of the proceeds are going to go to helping Tim's family. So we will definitely be making some posts on our Instagram at Play the Game Podcast with that kind of information.
Yeah, and huge shout out to Island Designs as well. He's the one that makes a lot of the Play the Game merchandise. The shirt that I'm actually wearing right now for our YouTubers, and Tyler's wearing Transfuse is made by Island Designs. Yeah, he's the man. Really, he's been doing a great job. Our sticker packs, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that's really cool for him to step in too and step up and create that opportunity.
Dude, he's amazing. Yeah, thank you so much, Island Designs, for everything you're doing for us. I just got to say, on behalf of the paintball community, Tim, we love you, and the game will never be the same without you. We're going to maybe make some patches or something. I don't know what we're going to do. We have to do something to support Tim as well with our line.
Yeah, I agree, Ty. And, I'm sure ideas will continue to flow in, but that's
where it's at. We got to lift each other up during these hard times, man.
Cheers, brother. Cheers to Tim.
Cheers to Tim, dude.
Salute.
Clink.
Yep,
salute.
Clink. Oh man. All right, dude. Well, with that said, dude, I do think we should talk about some Pro Tour.
Yeah. That was a good one for me, at least.
It was an amazing weekend. It really was. It was cool to see 7-man back in full force.
Amazing. Oh my God.
To start out with those one-on-ones on Friday, I was up in the commentator's booth like a loser the whole weekend. But
dude, you were boosting me from up there. I could feel your energy.
Oh, of course, dude. Hey, look, man, we drove out to Arizona to boost. We hang out and boost. I'm here to boost, baby. But I promise you, one day I'm going to be in that ring fighting that belt, fighting you for that belt. So, yeah, we'll just have to wait until that time comes. I got to go prove myself first. But I'm excited. That looked so much fun, dude. I was up there just kind of drooling on the format because I hadn't seen it in person before. I just seen the footage, and I commentated the previous one, but that was like a little production kind of thing. But
that's right.
Post-production.
Yeah, this was your first time seeing it live.
Yeah, this was the real deal. And I mean, dude, that's it. That's really dope. These one-on-one events look really sick.
Well, I can tell you from playing it, it is dope. It is sick. And,
I'm sure you can. I think some of the other people might not feel that way.
Yeah. It's not for everybody, but one-on-one is definitely my specialty. I'm really, really proficient at one-on-ones. And there's a lot of components that go into playing one-on-ones. It's a real game. It's a real game of wit. It's a real game of, I don't know how to explain it really, because it's not like normal paintball where you got to worry about so many people. You can kind of, have a real good tactic and stick with it. And, you're going to have to change it at some point, obviously, if you start losing, but you can approach the game in a way different manner than you do with team paintball, which is pretty cool.
It is a really different style because in a 5-on-5 game, sometimes you might over gunfight because you can't lose dominance, because you can't let a player get into a good spot, because if that player gets into a good spot, you can shoot your teammates.
That's right.
You don't have the luxury of being as submissive. In a one-on-one format, you kind of can be submissive. The guy has to bunker you, right? So you really get to pick and choose your shots.
That's right.
And it does become a test of endurance and athleticism and accuracy. And there's like a boxing element to it. I know we were talking about this. You've been saying
Yeah.
it's like a boxing match since you started,
Yeah.
but it totally is,
Yeah.
because you pick and choose your shots. You toss a couple
Mm-hmm.
jabs. You're here. You're there. You're
Yep.
feeling the
And
paint
then
come in.
you can
Yeah.
throw a haymaker too, and like
Hey,
go for it.
PK threw a haymaker for the
Oh
finishing
yeah.
point on our
Oh
boy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He bunkered him, dude. That was
Dude,
nuts.
that was a controversial little game there. They were going back and forth. There was overshooting, a little
Yeah, there
penalty,
was.
maybe.
There was.
It was a great match.
There hasn't been a single penalty assessed in Pro Tour yet. That's kind of
No,
interesting.
that's a
Yeah,
beautiful thing.
it
Shout
is,
out to the refs.
Yeah, they're just letting it
Let them
fly.
play.
Let them play. I do like it. That match was great. Let's start with the first
Yeah.
match.
Okay.
Han Wu versus Big
Yeah.
Sexy.
Oh my gosh, what a matchup. That was the heavyweight battle right there. We had Han Wu, who I actually thought was going to win.
Oh, I had
And,
Big Sexy.
and yeah, Big Sexy came through in the clutch. Han Wu played well in the beginning.
Yes, he did.
And stacked up some
Totally.
points. So I was like, oh my gosh, he's just going to kind of shut it down. And then a flip switched and Big Sexy turned it on. And then from then on, it was the sexy show. It was over.
It was the sexy show. Look, man, if your name, nothing against Han Wu, I
No,
would have
yeah.
probably chose Han Wu if it weren't for Big Sexy's nickname. I'm going to choose Big Sexy every single time. I don't care what it is. Big Sexy is getting chosen.
Let's go,
I don't
buddy.
care what
Yeah.
it is. He's getting chosen.
Totally. Dude, he's the man. And both those dudes, shout out to both those dudes for stepping up and getting in there, man. Amazing.
Yeah, man, they stepped up on the big stage. It was on Go Sports, and it just shows like that was still entertaining to watch. And so I love that about the game of paintball. All shapes and sizes, man. Like
Totally.
it's for everyone. So get out there and
That's
play.
right.
Get out there and play paintball. Also, something that Tim Montressor truly believed in. And that was such an amazing thing about the ICC, right? How many old school ballers came back out because of the ICC,
Totally.
A bunch of out of shape father son kind of thing, come have fun, drink some beers, play some paintball, enjoy yourself.
And that's the beautiful thing about our sport, man, is like it literally knows no boundaries. Our sport knows no boundaries from any facet. I mean, anybody, aliens, humans, anybody can play paintball. Get out there, have fun, male, female, it doesn't matter. There's so much opportunity for all people to play, and that's absolutely one of Big Tim's advocacies. He was always pushing that, and we'll continue to push that into the future for the game. Keep playing the game.
100%, Ty. 100%.
Yeah.
That's been our mission. That's our reason. And 100%. Yeah, keep playing the game.
Totally.
So moving into the next match. The next match was Kyle and Scott. They were the next one, right? PK, or was it PK and Chad and then Kyle and Chad? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So damn, this ended up being the match of the day. I truthfully, when we were up in the Go Sports Tower, Maddie said for sure the PK versus Chad was the match of the day. And at first I agreed, but I went back on it actually. And I said, I got to say, I think that the finals was Tyler and Keith because the two best players at the whole event and a truly masterful performance by you. And I'm not just saying that because you're one of my best friends of all time, my teammate, my business partner. It just objectively was a masterful performance. So, this, while it may not have been exciting for some because they want like a close battle and a back and forth.
Yeah.
Keith Brown is one of the best players in the league, and you truly picked him apart in a one-on-one battle. And for me, the art behind the way you did it and the technique and the masterfulness in which you displayed made it the match of the day for me because you don't get to see expertise at that level very often. So how can you not choose that as the match of the event? But dude, I understand.
You gave me chills. You gave me the chills.
I mean, yeah, man, you did it though. It was crazy.
I know. I feel like I executed exactly the way that I wanted to, and I know there's a lot of people watching me, and they're gonna pick apart my game and use it against me moving forward. And guess what? I'm watching the same film, and I'm using it to boost myself and change my format as well. So
now they're chasing you, and you have the, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you got the ball, baby.
Yeah. I know I should go grab this big old belt from up here and bring it over here. It's pretty awesome that Short made this huge belt. It's amazing.
That is really cool. It's cool that you get to take it. Now, how does that work? Do you have to
Yeah,
bring it back when the next
I
title fight
I
is?
bel I believe so. I think that what we're going to work on is getting engravings on it, possibly having something done where it has the names of the holders from the beginning all the way
Cool.
through. Yeah, and
Cool.
do something like that.
Very cool,
Yeah,
man. I again,
it's fun, man.
I can't wait to
It is
play.
fun.
I know
Yeah, for sure.
Short texted me and said, "You versus Mouse next headliner." I said, "Let's go."
There we go. Breaking news.
Yeah,
Let's go.
well, we'll see, dude. We'll see.
Yeah.
Mouse called
Yeah.
me yesterday, and
Yep.
his whole thing is he wants to get paid. So I don't know if it's going to
Oh,
happen,
I
but
see. Yeah, they got a
yeah.
couple jerseys for him. Get him out there.
Yeah, true. They do have product. Mouse is one of
Yeah,
the best in the business, and him and I grew up playing together, so
absolutely.
it would be an honor and a pleasure to play against him. And it'd be
And
a fun
that's
battle.
Oh my God, that would be a legendary battle, dude.
Yeah,
I'd
totally.
love to see that. And we have to focus on obviously getting the best players in the world to come into here and play. It's nothing if people don't participate.
I do
So
agree.
my big, yeah, you know what I mean? I know that there's some people that are kind of on the edge and dipping their toe in and talking a little and this, that, and the other, but I'm ready to see some people put the ink on the line and step into the ring, because that's where the magic's going to be.
Yeah, I agree, Tyler. I think people are waiting to see if it actually gets big and they have to do it versus,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well,
Truly, I think that's what it is.
I'm telling them they have to do it. That's what I'm telling them.
I think it's good for the sport.
It is good for the sport.
Also, Ultimate Shootout. I want to go play that too. It looks really
Totally.
fun, dude.
Totally.
So yeah, man.
Yeah.
There's a ton of really cool stuff going on. I'm
Dude,
excited
Ultimate
because
Shootout seems crazy. Holy
it does
moly.
seem crazy. I still need to watch the latest drop. They had Meter versus
Yeah.
Jesse. I did find out the result from Jesse, but
Oh, I see.
so
Yeah.
that's a bummer. But I still want to watch it
Yeah.
because those are two
For
of
sure.
my good friends that are really good at paintball, and so to watch them go at it in that format will be fun.
Absolutely. And
But
any way that we can like support all paintball, that's the movement, right? That's what Play the Game's all about.
Yep.
We are here for paintball, man, and we're here for all paintball. I mean, we're talking leagues, companies, players, everything. We support paintball. So any way that we can get out there and make paintball bigger, boom, let's do it. That's what it's about.
Absolutely. Yeah. As long
Yeah.
as you or your company aren't dickheads, we're all in.
That's right.
100%. So Ty, let's jump into that PK versus
Yeah.
Chad Yaya
Dude, what a
Boucher's
match.
match.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Oh
Yaya
my
came
God.
out looking better than I've ever seen him play.
Yeah,
And
he
that's
did.
not it. He's been playing really good lately. I was up in the Go Sports Tower talking about how good he's been playing the last
Yeah.
like 2 years, year and a half, really. He's really stepped up his game.
Mhm.
He's in great shape. He fundamentally is much more sound than he used to be. He's making good decisions. He's a force on his team, and people give him a lot of shit because he doesn't get a lot of playtime on Houston Heat. But
Look at that
recently,
roster.
one, look at the roster, but two, recently he actually has got quite a bit of playtime, and he's done a lot with the playtime.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's kind of owned a role up the center and become a little bit of a bowling ball, and he does his job very well.
Yeah, he does. Yeah,
and-
huge shout out to yeah, killing it out there, brother. Keep it pushing, man. He's working really hard. He is.
Absolutely, and I know he trained really hard for Pro Tour. He actually set up
Yeah.
the layout, right?
I saw that.
He
Yeah.
he drove 3 hours each way every weekend to train with Ronnie. Because again, fields weren't really open. Him and Ronnie set it up, and they trained much like we did with you. We came out and trained with you.
Yeah. Dude,
And
that's crazy. That's dedication right there.
dedication, yeah, 100%. And he came out and he looked really sharp, dude. And I gotta say, our boy Pat, we had him on the show. I got nothing but love for Pat, the whole New York
Yeah, PK.
crew. But
Let's go, New York.
PK looked nervous to start the match. He truly did. He was kind of like he didn't really have his footing. He was kind of fumbling the starts a little bit. And he was losing points, and I was like, oh man, he does not look like PK.
Yeah.
And then something happened, and he kind of flipped a little switch. He got a little comfortable, and he started to rack off points.
Yeah.
At one point, the score was 15-8. Yeah, I believe that's right. And
Yep.
yeah,
And
go ahead.
I roomed with PK actually, and
Okay.
you
guys had the force.
Yeah. So he actually had like a bum knee a little bit or something like that was kind of hurting him a little too. Or it
Mm,
was something in his leg. I can't remember,
okay.
but something was kind of affecting him.
That makes a
Um,
big difference in a format like this, dude.
for sure.
It
And then he
definitely
was
does.
like, he was actually saying, I'm just gonna hang back. I'm just gonna hang back and like, see how it goes. And then I saw him, making those moves, which you have to do, to catch your opponent slipping,
Yeah.
make that move when they're not expecting it and get that big shot. But yeah, he definitely did look, not as sharp as Chad in the beginning. And then something switched and he took off with it.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Yeah.
He took off with it, rattled off a bunch of points. Yeah, responded though.
Yep.
And then it was a close game, and dude, Yaya gets up to the 50-yard line, which is a three
Oh,
three point
yeah.
3-point position.
To win.
Yeah, and PK was down. He was at 19, so it's a race to 21.
Yeah.
And PK goes and bunkers Yaya out of the 50, which makes it a 3-point play.
Yeah.
And wins the game. And it was just such an epic way to end that match. Something else really smart that PK did earlier in the match, that this was kind of when PK was making his little comeback, right?
Mhm.
And it was a big comeback.
Yeah.
He went and bunkered Yaya from that same spot in the 50, and they kind of traded, but
That's right.
PK shot him first and immediately put his gun up.
Yeah.
Which was so smart, because then Yaya kept shooting and PK had a great case to make. He was like, dude, my gun's in the air. I couldn't have shot him after he shot me. I for sure shot him first. And yet Maddie and I were up in the booth saying, dude, that is so smart. That's exactly, because you see it all the time in paintball. Anytime I coach teams, you see it all the time, even in the professional division. A player comes up. We saw it in the 7-man as well. A player gets into the snake, gets to the other end of the field or something, comes up and shoots somebody, comes down, and then wants to come up again to shoot him again because that player didn't come out. Dude,
Yeah.
hit the deck, make sure you're safe, and yell to the ref to get that player out, because if he's still playing, it's a penalty. But instead,
Totally.
the player in the snake comes back up, shoots him again, but now also gets shot in the loader. So now it's not only is it not a penalty, now you're both
gone.
out. Yeah. But if the other guy's still playing, just tuck in and like show the ref that you're not shooting. He has a hit on him, you're not shooting. So how did he get shot?
That's always my move. Whenever I
100%,
get to a spot, I smoke someone, I know he's not coming out. I come down and I start immediately yelling, "Get that guy out of there."
Yeah, exactly.
And then I typically will get them to get a penalty that way.
100%.
And that has worked for me years and years and years and years doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's because a lot of the really high IQ players actually will ride that line. They know that if you engage with someone in a gunfight, if I get shot, if I squeeze off a few more balls, an inexperienced player is going to try to battle out one more time, and maybe I'll clip him and then I call myself out. You see high level players do it all the time. They try to squeeze off.
Yeah, there's this video of this kid who was playing Dynasty and he shot Yosh this way, and then Yosh came back out like this kid was in their side of the field. Then he got a penalty on the other team. Dynasty got a penalty. That kid, aka me, was eliminated, but got them a penalty, and then we won the game. It was when we were on explicit.
We were on explicit together. Damn, dude. Yeah, that's so funny.
It was in like 2012.
2012. Yeah, but that's just something that players do. So the inexperienced players fall for that all the time, and then they get mad, and they often get a penalty because then they're yelling like, "Hey, he was hit," blah blah blah, and the ref's like, "Okay, that's a talking penalty," and it's just like, "Oh man."
Yeah.
As a coach from the sidelines, you're like, "Dude, that was terrible." That you're just so pissed because it's so easily avoidable. If you engage with someone and you put a ball on him, don't try to shoot him again. Put your gun in the dirt and yell at the ref to make the call, dude. That's the best thing you can do. I mean, it has saved matches, 100%.
Oh, for sure. And PK played that perfectly. The way that he did that, he ran through, shot him, gun up, got shot, and was like, "Yo, what's up with that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he did play it perfectly. And I love Pat, man. I mean, he said afterwards, in the interview, like, what kind of kept you going. He's talking about his family. I just love him. He's a good dude. He's a really good person for the sport. He's got a great head on his shoulders. He's really smart, man. We had him on the show. That's an intelligent person. And and he's a baller, He's got some work to do. He's got a little ways to go, but he's a baller.
Yeah. Yeah, he turns it on and he gets going, man. Once he chooses to get it going, he's on.
That's a good point. He definitely has a switch. So if he could find out how to tap into that always, right? Because it seems like it's emotionally driven and it can't be, it has to be something that you could just tap into.
Totally.
always. And
And that's something that took, I mean, I haven't perfected that. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, there we go, baby. Have another one of those Cali dreamings.
Callie Creamin' gonna have me dreaming.
Cali creaming. This is for Timmy, man. This is pour it up for Tim. So yeah, like me myself, I have that zone that I get into, right? And
Totally.
I have become pretty good at being able to enter that framework of mindset and that energy field that you need to be a top caliber performer every time you step on the field. But I mean, nobody's perfect. Sometimes you have off days, you know what I mean? But if you can find a way to tap into some type of trigger system, some type of framework of memory or emotion or something that triggers you to get fired the hell up to play some paintball, you're going to be making a much bigger name for yourself in the time span that you're playing, because you're going to be able to play with passion. And that's what you have to do to be successful in anything. You have to have that passion.
Ty,
You know?
that's an amazing point, dude, and it's something that I've also, I've been able to do that from when I started paintball. I don't know if it's because I just had a chip on my shoulder or what, coming up through the ranks, but I've always been able to kind of channel a certain feeling to make me go and perform at the highest level. And sometimes it's a little sadistic, some of the thoughts that I allow to enter my space. How do you do it?
Well, mine honestly comes from, it's going to sound weird, but like the sun, the sunlight. And even when there isn't sunlight, I can still, just because there's clouds in between us, I know it's there. But
has it always been that, Ty?
Not always. And it's been something within the last 10 years. You know, I've been playing for about 20 years, but it's that. And then coupled with like these different practices I do with breathing techniques, and then awareness of energy, and like, you know, my energy and my teammates' energy, and tapping into everybody, and really getting that flow going, that bounce back, you know, because that's what sets good paintball teams apart on the field, is that reverberation of energy between the players. You know, when you have that tight knit reverberation and that tight knit energy passing back and forth to each other, dude, that lights teams on fire. And that's when teams really start going supercharged, you know?
100%. What I really like that you touched on is the awareness of your energy, because for me, that's what it's been. It you know, I've been playing almost as long as you. 21 years, something like that.
Same time.
It's not always the same thing that I tap into, but I'm aware of that moment in my life, what will trigger me to kind of turn on. And sometimes it's bad thoughts. Sometimes it's good thoughts. Sometimes it doesn't, you know, it just is something that I know is going to give me that spark. And before the game, I'll sit there and I can harness that, and I can feel my mind putting it into a ball and letting it explode throughout my body as the match gets going. You know what I mean? And it's being able to, sometimes I listen to music. Sometimes I need complete silence. Sometimes I need to listen to a certain type of music. Sometimes it's like upbeat stuff. Sometimes it's more hardcore type stuff. It totally depends on how I'm feeling. And I know that if I do the same thing too frequently, it loses its impact. So I need to change up how I prepare and how I get ready mentally. And I've done that my entire career. And it truly does come from awareness. You said it perfectly. It's awareness of what gets you going. And so for everybody, it's going to be a little different, but you need to find a way to channel these things, these emotions. One thing I am for sure not doing is high-fiving and telling jokes with the other team or other people before games. You know, to me me personally, you're not in the zone. I'm doing whatever I need to make sure that I'm ready for the game. And often while I'm thinking these things or listening to this music, whatever it is, I'm also going over my movements, my game plans, the team's game plans, my teammates' movements, what they need to do if this happens, different situations. Could we be down this? Could we be up this? What if he shoots me and the score's 3-15? How am I going to come back? Am I going to try to attack to the 3-point line, or am I going to try to rally off a bunch of 1-pointers? You know, like there's so much that you need to think about.
So pivotal what you're saying there, man. You have got to be going through the steps in your mind before you play paintball of everything you're going to do out there. Like literally everything you're going to do out there. And it sounds daunting, but it's not. You just have to think about all the different aspects of the field, the center of the field, Dorito side, snake side. Okay, it's not that much. You got to think about all the options that are going to happen on those sides. And you got to think about what to do when those things happen and how you can navigate it with your teammates. And it has to be something that everybody talks about together, right? It's that cohesion that builds powerhouse teams. The more communication, the more power. That's the key to it, is communicating through it. You don't want to over communicate and complicate things. Keep it simple. But in the same token, we've got to have that information already ready to process, already ready to go.
Yeah, Ty, 100%. Absolutely.
Mhm.
When I coach teams, that's a big thing that I teach, because there's so many situations that I can think of right now. Especially, I'll use Wrecking Crew because they're the New York team that I most recently worked with. We're getting ready for a field layout, and by design, they have a bunker in the center of the field called the Whiskey. I'm just going to use a quick example. I talked to one of the players.
Whiskey.
I'm like, hey, if they get to the Whiskey, you have to immediately release to this spot. But there's no questions.
Yeah.
This is what you have to do if you hear that bunker's hot. The player hears the bunker's hot and doesn't make the move. And then afterwards, I'm like, why didn't you do that? Oh, I forgot. Okay, you're not mentally prepared before the point, because that's the easiest. That's the easiest thing to do. You don't have to make a decision. The decision is made for you. You're just not mentally prepared. The decision is made for you. There are rules on fields, and we don't like to get too boxed in. There's a perfect mix of creativity and structure that makes a great paintball player. And in each layout, there's just certain things where it's like, okay, if this happens, we have to do this.
That's right.
We have to do this. And it's not a decision that you have to make. It's predetermined. Mm-hmm. But if that situation
makes your
arises,
job easy, makes it easy for you.
And I know that it's a lack of mental preparation, because it happens to me all the time. And I feel like I'm one of the more experienced pros in the league now. Same to you, Ty. There's times where we have a game plan, and if I'm not actively, as we're walking to the gate, thinking okay, so I'm going to go here and shoot this way, and if he gets through this lane, I have to slide up to this spot and look right and call Tyler's gun to look this way. If I'm not actively thinking of that, it's so easy when the breakout happens.
Oh, for sure.
Paint's flying, things are going on. I forget about it, and I'm just yelling, he's in the beast. It's really easy to forget, because it's such an adrenaline driven game. It's so intense that you are not thinking as clear as you would like to if you were cool, calm, and collected. So that mental preparation is so valuable, so incredibly important, and you have to do it with everything.
Mm-hmm. And that's such a key thing for the listeners to take away, man, is really make that a huge part of your game. Be the most mentally prepared paintball players you possibly can be. When you're walking out to the field, have those conversations with your teammates so that you guys can be dialed in when that horn blows. Have good conversations. That's something that Rusty always tells us as paintball players on Dynasty, is to have very constructive conversations at all times, on the field, off the field. And we always like to say, let's be loud on the field, but quiet in the pits. And don't get me wrong, we still get hyped in there, but we need to have that time in the pits for the coach to be able to make good decisions without everybody losing their damn heads,
100%. Yeah. When I coach teams, I have a very simple philosophy in the pits. Mm-hmm. Paint, air, clipboard. That's it. I don't want to hear anything else. I don't need any input. If I need it, I'll ask. Other than that, paint, air, clipboard. Let's talk about the next point, baby.
That's it.
But
that's
on
it.
the field,
brand new moments.
I want you loud as can be.
Yeah.
Nice,
totally.
Dude. Nice little segue there, bro.
Yeah, man.
So
that's where the money's at.
That is where the money's at. That's where the juice is cooked. Juice is squeezed.
That's it.
All right, dude. So let's dive back in. PK comes out on top. That match was phenomenal. If you guys haven't seen it, definitely go back to Go Sports and watch.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The next one,
Kyle,
dude. Kyle Spica versus Scott Kemp, our boy, our teammate. Also our boy and Kyle, and
both
used to be our teammate,
Yeah.
Two of our best friends.
Totally.
Kyle just looked really sharp, dude.
He did. He looked dialed in.
Yeah,
he looked dialed in.
He looked really, really dialed in. And props to both of them, because they took that fight, if you want to call it, very last minute. I
like calling it that.
Yeah, 100%. They took that fight last minute. Brandon Short hit them up and said, "Hey, will you guys play?" And they obviously have been in quarantine for a couple of weeks. Scott hasn't really played much paintball. He actually just had some work done on his knee. So major props to both of them for accepting the challenge. They didn't have time to prepare. They literally accepted it the week before.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, totally. I know a couple weeks ago when I went out to play at ASG, I asked Scott if he was going to come, and he's like, I can't. I just got these PRP injections, and I know how those are. They it's platelet rich plasma. It's really really good for ligament repair, all sorts of stuff. So what they do is they draw your blood and they spin it to remove all the healing properties, and then they inject those healing properties into wherever the injury is, and it's kind of like a lower form of stem cells in a way. It's really good, but the next like 2 or 3 weeks, that part of your body almost gets a little weaker. So you're not supposed to do anything. So Scott was like pretty fresh, and I'm not making excuses. Kyle gave him a pretty good beatdown, but
Yeah,
for Scott to accept that fight, knowing he hasn't been able to train at full capacity and stuff, it's just props to both of them.
for
But
sure.
Kyle looked really sharp, dude. He kind of made all of his shots count. I remember one of the points he literally started off the gate, running out to the corner, put a ball on Scott, who's like pretty much behind a bunker. He was doing some Tyler Harmon stuff, to be honest. He looked good.
He was dialed in. And when I played Kyle, he's really good at making his shots count. Like, there was some times where he would shoot me and I was like, damn, he's just he's got that shot dialed in. And once he catches on fire, kind of like PK, once they get rolling, man, it's hard to stop a Kyle once he's on fire.
Yeah, totally. He is a momentum player. You're right. He does. He
Yeah.
does get going, and he gets a really big boost of confidence, and it is
Yeah.
hard to stop. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, that was a fun one to watch, man. I thought that it would be a little bit closer, but Kyle really he just pulled away with it and started going to work.
Yeah, I did too, simply because when Scott came out to our practices, I engaged in
Yeah,
quite a
that's
few gunfights with him, and he won a lot of them. Like, he was sharp, and so
yeah,
I mean, I would like to see them rematch. I
for
would like to
sure.
see Scott call Kyle out for a rematch. That could be kind of fun. I
There
don't
we
know
go.
how it works. Maybe Kyle deserves to play you again for a rematch. I don't really know, short structure, but
Yeah.
I'm sure Scott will be back on there too. Maybe
Oh,
I'll
for
play.
sure.
Maybe I'll play Scott. If
There we go.
Mouse doesn't want to, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely in on the next one. That's all I know. I told Short I want to play, so it'll be
It's
fun.
fun and it's just a great thing for paintball, man. It's so good. Like at the end of the day, I have no ego tied up in this. I love paintball, dude. That's it. I if you give me an opportunity to step on a paintball field, I am there every time.
There's no reason not to, dude. And
I'm there.
it is ego that is holding people back from playing this. You're
Yeah,
100% right. That's 100% what it is. It looks
totally.
fun. That's all I know. And
It's so much fun.
I did not think it looked as fun until I really saw it live like that. Like, I was the whole time up there just,
Yeah.
wow,
You're
this
like,
looks really
yeah.
fun, dude. I want to play. I also want to be able to have something like that to train for, where it's
Yeah.
literally me versus you. It's a fight.
Yeah. Yeah.
I get to really watch film, study you, do my own training, come up with my own personal game plan. It's not a team game plan.
Yeah.
It's my own personal thing.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
amazing. I'm really excited for it. So that's tight.
It is, dude. And like it really kept me pumped up through this crazy times we've been going through. Like I had something to look towards and we've lost that kind of with no
Yeah.
tournaments right now. So it was really empowering for me, for my body, for
Yeah.
my health on all levels to be like, okay, I got this in 4 weeks. I'm crushing this for 4 weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was nice.
That,
Yeah.
Dude, that makes me realize how tough retirement will be.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Just for the body, I know that when the time
Yeah.
comes, like I'll be fully ready for retirement, but God, there's just
Your
gonna be
body. Yeah.
like we're gonna have to do something, like I don't know, maybe we'll take up jujitsu or something fun.
There we go.
Yeah, we'll have to do
or
something,
like
dude.
just go play rec ball or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, I need something to train for. Like that's how my mind
I
works. I
see.
need something that
Yeah.
I'm preparing for. That's just how I've
Yeah,
always
yeah.
been. It's how I'm hardwired. That's what I've done my whole life, literally.
Dude, me too. Since I was 11, I've been doing these tournaments and I'm 31 now. So I don't know any other way but like getting ready for tournaments.
Did you play any sports before that?
Yeah, I played soccer and baseball and football.
Yeah, so even before 11, dude. Because I started martial arts, taekwondo, when I was 4 years old. And
Yeah.
so I was constantly trying to earn belts.
Mhm.
I eventually earned my second degree black belt, and it was a constant progression of
Yeah.
when I wasn't at the martial arts studio, I was still practicing stuff at home. Like I was obsessed with earning the next belt. Okay, I want my yellow. I want my purple. You need my stripes. This whole I was obsessed with the next stage and earning that next stage.
Wow.
And so yeah,
Do you still have you still got your technique? You still good?
what's funny, dude? No, I'm sure I've lost quite a bit of technique, but you know what I absolutely have is
Huh.
the reflexes and
Ah.
basic fighting knowledge. There's times where you just mess around with buddies and like they'll throw a little something and I'm so quick to block it, and in my head I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the black belt right there, like
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I won
Yeah.
the state championship when I was like 12 years old here in California. You know, I
Dude.
was really good.
Awesome.
The grandmaster lived with us. He came over straight from Korea and lived with
Yeah.
us for the first 2 years he was here. And
Whoa.
like he
That's
truly,
awesome.
anytime I would get in trouble, he would like take me upstairs and smack my hands with these bamboo
Whoop
sticks.
your ass.
Straight up, dude. And I remember if I would cry at all because it hurt,
You
dude.
get more. You get
Yeah,
some more.
100%, 100%. So discipline
Yeah.
became a big part of my life because of Taekwondo.
Do you think
You know?
that helped your paintball game?
Oh, 100%. I've talked about it numerous times. Absolutely, it did. It taught me a lot of discipline and respect. And so I've always said, the day comes that I have kids, I will absolutely put them in Taekwondo.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing, you know, and maybe, you know, given that time, a different martial arts might be better, but Taekwondo really is all about respect and discipline. And, you know, I love everything it encompasses. And I do believe so much of my reflexes and different things absolutely are still there, you know, and
Totally.
I can still throw a pretty mean roundhouse kick.
There we go.
Yeah.
And I honestly think that paintball assimilates to martial arts heavily. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that when I play paintball, I feel like I did not as extensive as you, but I did some martial arts when I was younger, and I feel like I'm doing martial arts when I'm playing paintball. The postures I'm in, the moves that I make, the type of flow state that I get into, it feels very martial arts, you know?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I can
Yeah,
totally see
it
that.
really does.
100%, man.
And like boxing, and then you got MMA, you get a little bit of all mixed up in there.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's a good time.
It is. So speaking of, that's a great segue into your
Yeah.
boxing match with Keith, because that was the
Yeah.
final, that was the finale, that was the whole
Mhm.
shebang. And again, you know, to me, that was the fight of the night.
Well, thank you, dude. Like, honestly, I didn't expect to pull away the way that I did. I I did have a good game plan going into the match against him.
Hmm.
I knew exactly how I wasn't going to get shot and where my opportunities would be, and how I was going to approach him. And I don't think that if you're going heads up one on one in a one ball snap fight with me, you're going to have a hard day. So I'm ready to play the long game. I would have been happy playing 21 one pointers and taking him down long and slow like an anaconda, just
The
like
slow roast.
wrapping around you for a long time. He gave me a lot of opportunities to eliminate him, which I think was kind of a mistake on his part, making some bigger bites than he should have. And then I thank God that I was able to connect on some shots and start pulling away. I did get a couple, 2-pointer, 3-pointers, and I was moving quite a bit as well. But I was also ready to just win it 1 point at a time if I had to.
Well, I actually think you made the biggest move out of all of
Yeah.
the games. You got all the way,
Yeah.
you backdoored him essentially,
Yeah.
right? And got
On that
parallel with
last
them. Yeah,
one.
on that last one to win it, which was
Yeah.
insane. But that's why I just thought it was masterful, because you're right. You kind of lured him into your traps the first few, and he got tired. He got really tired really fast.
He did.
And that plays a
Yeah.
huge role in it. And
It's tiring. Are you kidding me? These
yeah,
one-on-ones are so tiring. I mean,
100%.
even you play 6 one-on-ones back to back to back to back to back, and tell me how you feel. You're going to be like,
Yes.
"Oh boy, I'm feeling a
Yes.
little wobbly here."
Absolutely,
you know?
dude. Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think we played a lot of one-on-ones in that
Mhm.
match.
Yeah.
And it'll drain you quick. And I've been practicing out here in Arizona. You came out here, you know how hot it is.
I think I
It's
played 6 total and was toast. I had like 5 minutes in between, and I was like,
yeah,
okay.
it's hot, dude. And thankfully I've lived in Modesto my whole life, and that's really hot too, in Arizona. So when I go to paintball tournaments or I play somewhere else, it's like, oh, what? This is
Yeah, dude.
okay.
Yeah.
80 degrees, 90 degrees.
This
We're
is
living
feeling
here.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, and I talked to Keith about it afterwards a little bit too, but he played it like a 5-on-5 type of paintball game. He tried to get in
Yeah.
your face and gunfight a lot, which
Yeah.
I don't know, might not be the best in this format, right? You don't
Or
need
at
to,
least not with me.
yeah,
And not,
like you
I
don't
don't know.
you don't need to keep Tyler from making a move, and so you played it very, I don't think you ever came out of the same place twice. You were very all over the place, and that is where your strengths are, because you don't really get tired. You're kind of crazy. So like you can do that type of movement, and he was trying to go 110%. And it tired him out. You could tell in like how tight he was holding his gun, everything. You just looked a lot more comfortable.
And that was part of my game plan. Honestly, I kind of know his style, and I didn't know, but I had an idea that he would be attacking me. So I was going to let him play how he wanted to play, and I would kind of let him tire himself out. And it worked effectively because we weren't even halfway through, and I even screamed out. I was feeling it. When I step into that mask, I'm going nuts. I'm going crazy in there. Okay. So I screamed out, call the match, call it, because I could see that he was done, and I was going to pull away with it. But that's just,
he didn't give up though, man. He didn't give up.
He did not. My God,
man.
That kid. And I picked him up. I picked him up after the game, and he was done. He was like super tired, and I gave him the biggest hug ever, and I just said, dude, I love you. You're a soldier. He is one of the best paintball players in the league, and I was actually kind of like, how the hell am I going to keep up with him? Because I didn't think that I was going to be able to hang with him. I've been training really hard.
Right.
Yeah. So I was really surprised at how it turned out, and I was able to get the W, and I'm so grateful for the Pro Tour putting this on, HK, and my gun shot amazing, and thank you, Keith, for stepping up and playing me, because it's not, like we said, it's all love for paintball, right? That's what it comes down to, and he loves paintball, dude, and I commend him fully for that, because that dude is paintball. Me and him and you, we can all look at each other in the eyes and say, yo, we're paintball. You know what I'm saying? We are always there. We're always pushing the boundaries. We're always trying to make this sport better. And that's where the love of the game's at, man. We love this game fully, really.
Yeah, Ty, I totally agree. And Keith even said he'll be back. And I feel bad for whoever has to play him next, because now he understands. Now that he gets it, he understands the format. You've played, you kind of you get it, right? You've got a little more composure in there, and it showed. It's a whole different style, dude. It's a whole different thing.
It is.
So now that he has that, he's going to come back, and I'm pretty sure he's going to dominate. Keith is a dominating player. So,
dude, that's why. Like, honestly, I was like. I stepped into that ring ready for World War IV. You know what I'm saying? I was like, let's go. It's on. It was crazy.
Not even 3, huh? Just straight to 4?
No, I'm stepping straight to 4. You know what I mean? We'll skip past the third one.
I like it.
The World War III is already happening right now. I'm already on to the 4th one.
Yeah, you're right. Damn, you're right, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
But dude, huge shout out to Field 1. My gun shot so good. If you want to pick up, an MM33 or a TH12 Force, man, you are not going to miss out there. These things are shooting ropes.
Dude, they truly are some of the best guns that I've ever shot. The feel on these guns are unbelievable. But that's always been the signature of a Bob Long, right?
Yeah.
Is the way they feel. And now the Forces have this added component to where they're also extremely reliable. Bob guns used to be a little finicky, right? Like you would have to keep them in pretty pristine condition if you wanted them to work very well. And they've kind of sorted that out and simplified them.
Absolutely. I mean, the best way I can put it is like it's Bob Long meets Planet Eclipse meets a little bit of Lux. It's all of these things that these guys have come up with, because these are some of the best paintball players in the world that made this gun. You know what I mean? Totally. And they've been playing for so long, and they understand. Before they made the company, they said, what's one thing we know? We know paintball guns. Okay, let's make one of those. Oh, look at Bob Long is kind of out of here. He's got this company that's not really doing anything. Boom, acquired. Boom. Now we're putting our spin on the industry, and they made one of the best guns in the freaking universe.
Yeah, and they had the entire team test them for months before they even went into production. Like the entire pro team, that's never been done before. That has never been done before. We used prototypes in tournaments so that we could come up with better options and look, tweak this, tweak that. It's never been done before, man. We had tape on our guns. Look, I have pictures all over the place of like these taped up guns. you know,
Dynasty was running around with taped up forces, and we were doing good.
We had
Yeah.
3D printed parts as our like
Yeah.
regulator and stuff. It was hilarious, you know, in
That's
tournaments.
legendary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is
nobody's
legendary.
ever, no pro team has ever done what we did with the force. And now that the final product is here, it is seriously, and this is no BS, man. Like, I'll tell you if a gun is this, that, or the other. This gun shoots laser beams. I do
Yeah.
not miss.
Well, clearly it showed.
Yeah, dude. It
Hey,
shoots
and
so
shout
good.
out to our designs and arc anodizing
Yeah.
for making
Yeah,
the
those dudes are
amazing
awesome.
signature series guns. I mean, I'm obsessed with the way mine came out. It is so
Me
sick.
too, dude.
And I know you love yours,
Yeah.
the Tiger Zord. I've got the
Yeah.
White Dragon, which
Yep.
is a homage to martial arts, actually. But now I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
is that even acceptable to say the White Dragon? I don't even know, dude.
Yeah. No,
but it's martial arts, you know, 100%.
dude, it's all love.
Absolutely,
All love.
it is
And
all love.
dude, we are the dragon, and
We
your
are,
gun
baby.
looks amazing.
It
Yeah.
is.
And dude, I cannot get over my gun either. Like, I'm a nerd. I love Power Rangers. Get over it. I made like a White Tiger Zord type of gun from the Rangers and stuff. And
Power
dude,
Rangers,
I'm
baby.
stoked on it. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
My
good.
kids, I have my 5-year-old and my 2-year-old. They still get down, so I'm still in the Ranger scene. You know, it's
That's
fun.
awesome. Oh, dude, what was so awesome too was your videos with Max holding your belt.
Oh,
And
yeah, dude.
I saw you shared something that your wife Sarah, she posted
Yeah.
on the gram. They were all watching. Like, dude, that is just
Mm.
really special. That's so cool.
It was. I promised Theo I was going to bring home that belt, and it
Wow.
kind of pulled on my heartstrings when I called, and I was like, I got your belt for you, buddy. And then it's just like,
man,
oh
dude.
man, it makes you want to cry, like, oh, come on, dude.
Your boys are
yeah,
amazing,
and then
dude.
they are, and you came out to AZ and we hung
Yeah,
out, and
yeah.
I actually brought my 2 sons out to the paintball field, and we were training, and they were hanging out at the truck watching us, and it's just timeless memories, that I'll
Totally.
never forget ever.
Yeah, absolutely, Ty.
Beautiful.
And they're little troublemakers too.
Oh yeah.
We went back and we went to the pool for a little bit, and they wouldn't let Uncle Cello rest. But I was having a blast hanging with them in the pool, Yeah.
Yep, that's what they're good for. They'll keep you busy.
So
that's
Ty,
for sure.
that's
yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Talk to me.
Sorry, there was a little bit of lag with the Zoom and the Zencaster, but we're good. Sorry for the viewers that are watching the YouTube, but we're back in action. But one thing I do want to really point out, Ty, and I know we've been talking about this a lot, is now that paintball fields are opening, we've gone out to the field quite a few times, and we've been at a few events actually, and we need to do better as a community, myself included. It's easy to forget when we get to these events that COVID-19 is still a real thing, whether you want to believe in it or not. The reality is if the numbers go up, and we could debate this all day long, we're testing way more people now. So sure, I believe that obviously we're going to have a higher number count. To me, I believe we need to be keeping track of hospitalizations, but that doesn't matter. Here's the facts. If
Dude,
the numbers,
all I know is the government runs my life. and, like, when they tell me to do something, I have to do it. I'm
exactly.
like,
Come on, man.
So
Totally.
Let's be good boys and girls, and let's just do everything we can to get these numbers down. Because if not, those dude, I don't know where they came from, these government people, but they run my life. They tell me everything I got to do.
The Illuminati, dude. Dude, it's real though. Look,
seriously, it is very real.
Wear your mask when you're not playing, or at the very least, guys, hold off on all the hugging and high fives. Like everyone that I go up to, it's like, oh, hey, and you're kind of screaming in my face and screaming in each other's face and hugging. And look, man, I love you all. I want to do the same thing, but right now it's just not the time.
Yeah.
Right now is just not a good time. I'll hit you with a nice little fist bump, and then I'm probably going to wash my hands, dude, and you should too. Because look, 2 really bad things can happen. The first bad thing is there's an outbreak that gets traced back to a paintball event. That is detrimental to our sport. We do not want that to happen. As legitimate as it may be or not, that is something that's irrelevant. It's going to be bad press. Also, think of the lives that you might actually be endangering. There are real people out there that are dying from this. And although it might not affect your demographic, your age group, it affects people. It is killing people.
That's
So
right.
just
Yeah.
there's just no point in not taking the extra precautions right now. You know what I mean? There's just not. There's no point.
I
And
love
so
that, Marcelo. I
yeah,
think that's so spot on, man. Anything we can do to be safer, guys, let's just do it. Let's just, take it on the chin. It sucks. I know it sucks because
totally.
it's just like, but we have to do it. Otherwise, the government's going to shut us down again.
Exactly, and that's actually the third point is paintball fields will close really quick, and
Yeah.
and we're gonna go right back into mandatory quarantine. I'm gonna have to gain another 15 pounds. This is like I don't want that. I don't want any of it.
Yeah.
And the government's gonna make me sit home and eat fast food.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's a vicious circle. It's a very vicious circle
Yeah,
for
man.
sure. No, I agree, man. And anything we can do to help each other, let's go the extra mile for each other. Do the fist pumps, do the elbow. Let's hold off on the big hugging and spray misting each other's faces, and
Yeah, totally.
and let's just live life and enjoy paintball safely. That's what it's about.
Absolutely, and together we can definitely overcome this thing. When there's a vaccine, it makes everything better, right? We just have to do our best until there's a vaccine. Really, that's kind of the ticket,
Yeah.
right? And
Yep.
and that's the only way we could stay open because, like you said, the
Mhm.
government's going to choose to shut stuff down if even if
Uh,
you don't believe in it. It's just the
yeah.
reality is
Yeah.
that the government will
That.
shut things down. People
Mhm.
really can get sick and die. People really can be affected. So just the unnecessary stuff, like I know a
Yeah.
lot of people complain about wearing a mask. I mean, dude, I wore my mask in the gym today and it is what it is. It just,
Yeah.
if it's what we need to do right now, then cool, man. But especially at paintball fields, when we're at these events and we're at the paintball field, let's
Yeah.
really be good boys and girls.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
Totally.
love that you're wearing your mask in the gym and doing everything that you can because, it's and that's just courteous. It's just a nice thing
It's
to do.
just courteous, dude.
Yeah, it's really nice for sure. And I want to give a huge shout out. We have a couple patrons that have been helping us out on the show,
Yeah, Ty.
and I wanted to say thank you, huge thank you to our patrons that are helping us out. If you want to support the show, you can go to ptgpodcast.com and support us there. And yeah, you guys are amazing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I actually had that here. I want to toss a big shout out to Rob Laro. He's just the man.
Yeah.
Rob Bertuglia, known as Big Laro. And Richard, I'm sorry if we didn't pronounce the last name correctly, Gaeta or
Yeah.
Gaeta.
Yeah.
Major thank you so much for the
Yeah.
support. We truly are very appreciative for your guys' support. It's a huge
I
part of our
mean,
show. And becoming a
amazing,
Patreon
yeah.
is you're doing it because you love what we're doing and you're supporting us. And really you're not getting much in return other than being part of the system. And we truly just appreciate you for supporting the show and believing in our vision.
Totally. It's all love for paintball, and you guys are the lifeblood of our show, and we love you guys so much. We will continue to bring you tons of great content
Yes.
and just tons of fun conversations and show appreciation to you guys for everything you do.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And all
Yeah.
love to all of our supporters. If you guys have bought
Yeah.
any of our merch, anything like that, I know
Totally.
quite a few people have recently, and that's amazing
Yeah.
too. I mean, that is helping support the business and the cause, and
Yeah.
we're thankful and
It,
grateful.
it all goes right back into the process. We're always cooking up new things and new ways to stay growing and building and making this thing as strong as we possibly can. Play the game. Paintball, Play the Game podcast is going to be here for a long time, and we can't wait to grow with you guys into the future.
Yeah, absolutely, Ty. So,
Yep. Oh, and I used Transfuse when I played Keith, and I felt spectacular.
dude, I mean, that's
Dude.
not a shameless plug. This
No.
one's an easy one for me. It's an easy one. It is seriously the best electrolyte drink that I have ever
No
had.
lie.
No lie. And
lie.
we do an ad
Yeah.
before each one of our shows, but I've been taking it every day too, and it's phenomenal stuff, man. It truly
Dude, I'm
is.
addicted to it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
addicted
good.
to Transfuse.
It's really good, dude. It's really, really good.
It's so good.
It's
Yeah.
really good. It has
Yeah.
everything you need.
Yeah.
All the electrolytes, potassium, magnesium, sodium, coconut water. And then on top of it, it has just amazing brain boosting vitamins, zinc, vitamin C,
Yeah.
1,500 milligrams of vitamin C. One packet, just for reference, one packet of vitamin C is, dude, people listen to the ad, they know. One
Yeah,
packet
yeah.
of emergency, is 1,000 milligrams. And it's, dude, these times are more important than ever than to be boosting your immune system. There we go for our
Yeah.
YouTubers. Ty's got a little packet of Transfuse. What's your
Dude,
favorite
these
flavor?
little pack. Honestly, the tropical bliss is the one that I'm hitting on these days.
Damn, I got to go with the
Yeah,
watermelon lime, but the tropical bliss is
that one
definitely
is
number
good too.
two. Dude, the watermelon
Yeah,
lime is
and
fire.
the blueberry, my son Theo, he's like, "Where's that blueberry drink? I
The
need more blueberry." Yeah,
the blue raspberry, yeah, it's
yeah,
freaking good
yeah.
too. Yeah, that
He
one's
loves
really
that one. He's always like
good.
pulling on my shirt. He's like, "I want some more blueberry drink."
The reason I like it so much is because it's not just an electrolyte drink. It's a
Yeah.
vitamin drink that is good for your mind, for your brain,
Mm-hmm.
brain function, brain
Totally.
cognition, and your immune system. So it's a all in
It's
one
hitting.
kind of thing right now. It's hitting. You're right.
Yeah.
Makes you
Yeah.
sharper. Niacin and vitamin B3. Those are really difficult supplements to get in food or anything like that. You usually do have to supplement with them, and a lot of people don't like taking vitamins. So if you're going to drink an electrolyte drink anyway,
Totally.
have all your
Yeah.
stuff in it. So yeah, Transfuse
Boom.
has been crushing it for us.
One stop shop. And then if you do start to use this stuff, be sure to help out the show. Play the game is the discount code, and you can get 10% off with that.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah.
Ty, what do you got next? What's next on the agenda for you?
Well, I'm training for some woods ball. I think. Oh, we're going to Boston. Actually, we're gonna do
Yeah.
a clinic in Boston.
Yep. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
So
July 18th, I believe, is the date, whatever that
yeah,
Friday is. So if you guys are in the Boston area, we definitely still
yep,
have spots available for that. You can check us out on IG. Go to the BKI. Actually, I don't know if it's on there. I have an image that I'm going to be posting soon anyway. So
yeah,
stay tuned with mine and Tyler's Instagram. We'll be posting about it. But there's an awesome
totally.
clinic. It's going to be Tyler, myself, Ryan Greenspan, Nick Laval. Yeah, that's it. Us four, right? Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
he's going. He's coming to camp. So
yep,
that's going
that's right.
to be an amazing clinic. And then yeah, we have 10 man that weekend, which is gonna be
Yeah,
fun. Give us
I know. I can't wait.
a little warm up for ICC.
Yeah, yep, that's right. And then big homage to the late Tim. We're gonna be having, I'm sure, a huge ceremony there for him, and just showing a ton of love for all the light that he brought into the world. Don't forget hashtag TM40 love, hashtag play for TM40. Is that right?
Yep, play for
Yeah.
TM40.
Yeah, so let's really show a lot of support, and once these island design stickers come out, we gotta really support Timmy's family with B Packs, and she's putting that together. Huge shout out to B, and we gotta just support in any way we can. All right, guys, everybody out there, let's go. Let's really move strong together.
Absolutely, man. Tim did so much for the paintball community that most people don't even know, as we already touched on. So
Yeah,
if you're part of the
yeah.
paintball community, it's time to return the favor. I will definitely be buying some packs of stickers.
Totally. Me too.
Yeah.
We'll get a lot of them.
100
Definitely show some
100%.
love to his family. And yeah, man, I can't wait to get the band back together here soon, you know?
I know, dude. It's been so long. I truly can't
Dude,
wait, dude.
what is happening? What happened this year, bro?
This is 2020 is a riot. Oh my God,
Whoa.
literally. I didn't even mean to put it like that.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean,
it literally,
it's
yeah.
I meant it like the
It's
song. Was that Fergie that said that? I don't know.
yeah, Fergie. Shout out to Fergie. But 2020 has been a rough road,
Yeah, man.
and we're here for you people out there. I mean, this has been crazy.
Yeah.
But
you know what though,
you know.
Ty? A lot of people are like, it's the year to write off. It's the year to do this. I truly think it has
Yeah.
become one of the more important years in the history of humanity. Like we have so
You
much
know what?
opportunity to grow and change and make good moves and become more enlightened and aware and connected.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of opportunity.
Yes. That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
This is the year of opportunity.
Yes.
You hit
Yeah,
it
man.
perfectly, man.
Absolutely.
Like when, success is manifested out of the grit. Success is manifested out of the struggle. And that's what we have is an opportunity to create our reality, really, and we can create any reality we want. Let's choose to create an empowered one, a one where we're unified and, for the people and for the culture. And let's really move forward into this new reality, empowered. And let's just keep kicking butt and having fun, man, and enjoy your life. Smile, enjoy your life, live life and enjoy it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And have honest and open-minded conversations with each other. A lot of people are clashing right now. There's a lot of turmoil, there's a lot of frustration. Just have some real conversations with the intention to understand instead of win an argument or win a debate, whether it's political or about COVID or about a feud that you have with a buddy. You never know how long they're going to be here. So just start having conversations with the intention to understand rather than the intention to be right. and it's going to shift a lot of things. That's a really powerful statement right there. It'll shift a lot of your daily interactions. And it's something that I still have to be very mindful of when I get into a conversation with somebody, because part of me always wants to spit out my facts and win the debate,
Yeah.
but I notice when I shift that to thinking like, let me understand this person's point of view. Let me see if there truly is something that I can learn from this. It changes everything, so
And
more
then,
of us need to
and
do
then
that right now.
Totally. And even like what you just said, Marcelo, like when you make that shift and you start hearing it from there and you don't even ever say your side, and then you just kind of like, you already know your side, and you're going to obviously, that's your perspective. But when you really take it from the other lens, it's so empowering for yourself, and the connectivity between you and that other person just heightens. And, it's definitely a game changer for sure. And I'm not inconsiderate to the fact that there are real problems going on. Like, there are real problems going on. But if we move from a place of love, and we move from a place of like high vibration and trying to be as helpful and empathetic and see things from other perspectives, then we're going to create a great reality.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's again,
for sure.
a lot of it is just not listening to each other, and there's nothing wrong
Yeah.
with being wrong
Yeah.
or changing your perspective. There's nothing wrong with that. That is the most grown thing you can do. If
Totally.
it's for the betterment of everyone. So
That's right. Yeah.
with that said,
Totally, man.
Ty, this has been a fantastic one, dude.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
We've done a little over an hour.
Good.
And I just know that, again, we're going to try to have someone really close to Tim on eventually. There's no rush on that, and we're not going to bug, dude. They need time to grieve, and we'll definitely tell that story here soon. But
yeah,
I'm sure we'll have another show to you guys very soon.
Well, because it needs to be told. We need someone who is very close to Tim to tell the stories that nobody's heard, because the paintball culture needs these stories. I know that because I love Tim with all my heart, and everything he did, watching from an outside perspective, that man was paintball. Like how I said, we can look at each other and say that man was paintball, and we got to tell those beautiful stories, man.
Totally. Yeah, it'll be a celebration show,
That's right.
100%.
That's right.
100%.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. Hey, I love you.
Love you too, always. Ty.
Thank you, culture out there. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll keep them cooking for you.
All right. Peace.
Party on. Peace. Dang, that was a great one. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in and who continues to tune in. We thank you so much from the bottom of myself and Marcelo's heart. You guys are everything to us. We appreciate all the support, everybody who continues to shout us out on Instagram and Facebook, and keep sending us awesome messages and supporting on so many fronts. You guys literally are the world to us, and you're the breath in our lungs that keeps us going. So we love you guys. Thank you. If you want to support, head over to ptgpodcast.com. That is ptgpodcast.com, and you can become a supporter of the show. We have all of our podcasts up there. We also have the YouTube shows. You can also go to YouTube, and our name is Play the Game, and you can follow us there and become a subscriber. That way, anytime we drop new YouTube videos, you can get them immediately. We have our partners up on the site, and we also have the store. You can go buy some PTG merch. And thank you to everybody who's been buying merchandise. It is so amazing to see people rocking this brand that we've created. We love you guys so much, and we're in it for the long haul and can't wait to keep creating amazing content for you guys. Also, a monumental shout out to our Patreon supporters. We have some patrons that are, helping us keep the show running at an optimal level, and we love you guys so much. We'll keep creating tons of great content and having tons of fun shows, and the Play the Game podcast will become stronger than ever moving into the future because of you guys. So huge shout out. Thank you so much. The website was actually developed and produced by Constant Pursuit. That is Rusty Glaze and his amazing company, where if you are a paintball field or store, you can contact constantpursuit.com. That's constantpursuit.com, and he can build you one of the best websites in the world that will take your business to the next level. Rusty is a true professional at what he does, and he is always there for his customers day or night, helping in any way possible to make sure that you have the strongest website and tool in your corner to be the strongest company that you can possibly be. He is outstanding, and I can't say enough good things about Rusty and what he's done. If you go check out our website, ptgpodcast.com, you can see the work he does, and contact Rusty at constantpursuit.com to get your website built today. If you have any questions, feel free to DM us questions at our podcast Instagram, which is at Play the Game Podcast, and you can also find us on Facebook, Play the Game Podcast as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to DM us, and we'll try and get them on the show. Thank you to everybody who continues to support us, and we will see you on the next episode. Have a great one.